Are you ready for Dave & Buster's?
I'm really excited about this.
On Sunday, we decided, well, it was decided for us, really, because Dave & Buster's is a bit more of an adult establishment.
Sunday's the first day of the year.
Right. And so it also just so happens to be my nephew's birthday, Josh's kids, right?
Yeah.
And so
How old are Josh's kids?
9 and 6.
Dude, Josh,
9 and 7.
I thought Josh was like 28.
No.
You just got young kid vibes.
He's a little younger than me, though, I think.
Yeah, it's like him and Bossa Nova. I'm like this close to putting them both in a trash can.
Yeah, that could happen. But anyway, so we go to the Dave & Buster's. Now, we want to go to Chuck E. Cheese, but we didn't because they're a little bit older. They don't want to go to Chuck E. Cheese, whatever. So we take Parker anyway to the Dave & Buster's. We sit down and we get food. Now, the food, like, you know, there's this thing that happens where they're bringing out the food to you and it takes so long in between each individual person at the table getting their food that it really kind of like kills the vibe of everybody wanting to come together to eat their food because they're bringing the food out like 10, 15, 20 minutes apart, dude. And there's like multiple people whose like food didn't even get ordered in the first place. So they're having to put in additional orders. This is the Northridge Dave & Buster's. I just want to say that loud and clear.
That?
I thought about writing a fucking Yelp review. That's how bad my experience was there. But instead, I decided, no, this is my art form. I'm not going to sign up for Yelp. I'm just going to talk about it here and just lay it all out there. But so the meal was fucked. It takes so long.
Was it crowded there?
It was pretty crowded. And there was a football game going on. And this is not the Dave & Buster's fault, but every so often, one of the teams would score and like every dude in the fucking food area of the Dave & Buster's would just stand up and scream. And it was scaring the fuck out of my kid.
Yeah,
but then she started to get into it. And then she would start applauding, like getting really excited about it. And it was really scary too, because like I can't tell when anything's going to happen. Like I could see the game, but I'm totally fucking clueless to how this game works. So I don't know that these screams are coming. Anyway, so then the end result, and keep in mind, this is a party for Henry, Josh's son. They do not bring out his meal or his brother Teddy until the very end. And it's like the simplest meal because I'm ordering like the burger with like a bunch of stuff on it and like, you know, the nachos and shit like that. All he got was like a plain cheeseburger, right?
You're a piece of shit for getting a burger and nachos the first day of the year.
I mean, yeah, that's fair. Well, I didn't eat that nachos. Fuck you. I ate a burger. But anyway, like his food came so late and it's his birthday. They bring the fucking food out, dude, and they hand it. And Josh goes to grab it. The girl is holding it with a fucking oven mitt, and Josh grabs it. He literally like scorches his fucking fingers because the plate was so hot. And this bitch is holding it with an oven mitt, so she knows exactly how hot it is, and she hands it to Josh, and he grabs it with his fucking hands.
She didn't warn him?
No. Terrible
Trixie
experience.
at the Northridge Dave & Buster's. I hope you get fired.
Insanity. And so then my sister goes to the fucking manager, and she goes, listen, our food took forever to come out. We've been here for like 2 hours, and we just got one of the meals we ordered. And my husband now is literally soaking his fucking hand in ice water at the table because he got his hand burnt when she brought it out. You know what they do? They give her like $40 worth of free games on cards to the Dave & Buster's. Didn't comp the meal. I paid for the meal. Nothing. Just he got his fingertips burned off. I mean,
so he can commit a crime.
This is ridiculous, dude.
And what you acted all pissed off, but then you were like, skee ball time.
No,
and
I'm acting pissed off now. I didn't act pissed off at all during it. I was just so blown away by what was taking place that I didn't really have it in me to like yell at the 17-year-old waitress or anything, you know. That's just not me.
You bring me along for that.
I come on the podcast. I bitch about it on here. Anyway, then we go over to play the games, right? So many of the games were broken.
That happens.
The giant claw machine, broken.
They're also rigged, even when they are functioning.
And I don't even care. I don't care if it's rigged. I'm willing to like try it fucking 15 times before I finally get a good grasp on it, and then I still don't get the fucking thing. But think about it with a kid. It's like all the arcade games are pretty much a mystery to her. The claw machine is the one clear thing that she's going to be able to wrap her head around.
It's
She's
simple.
Yeah, it's simple. And you get a real prize, you know. The concept of like winning a bunch of tickets when it's just putting the points onto the card. That's totally lost on her. You know, like if the tickets were coming out of the machine like it used to be in the old day, she would probably get it, but she doesn't understand what 25 on the fucking card means. But if she could win like a ball out of this machine, she would have been overjoyed. No, it's broken. And like mad other games I tried to play were broken as well. The whole thing was just completely fucked. And now that I say all this, I'm thinking maybe I should actually write the Yelp review. Or maybe you guys should write a bunch of Yelp reviews on my behalf and say that you're upset.
You know, this is a problem sweeping across America, the broken arcade games. This happened to me. I was up in South Lake Tahoe with my girlfriend a little while back, and we were playing skee ball. And everybody loves skee ball. Or is it air hockey? It's air hockey. That's the game I'm talking about.
The table where you're bouncing it back and forth.
The little discs.
Skee ball is where you roll the ball. It's like bowling, and you try to land it and get a score.
Skee ball sucks.
Skee ball I like because that was a popular game when I was young. I don't really do the air hockey. You
don't have the hand-eye coordination.
It's so intense.
Dude, it's really intense, and it separates the men from the boys.
Listen, you can have it. I don't want anything to do with it.
Yeah, I'll tell you. And then I was playing that game, and then midway through, right when the stakes are getting high between me and my lady, the air jet shut off and it's over. But then you have to ask yourself, when you get fucked over at an American arcade, are you willing to go argue with a pimply 16-year-old about getting a refund?
No.
Are you willing to degrade yourself over not getting a Pikachu out of the claw machine?
Yeah.
I wasn't.
I mean, and as long as I'm like cataloging all of the machines that are broken
What else?
at, once again, the Northridge Dave and Buster's.
Yeah.
Because who cares? It's not like I'm going to walk in there. It's not like any one of those employees is dedicated enough to their job to give a fuck about this review. Maybe there is. If a general manager ends up reviewing this and realizes that his business is in a state of disarray, that would be great. But there's a game. It's basically like you're Luigi, and there's like some sort of like ghost sucking gun of some sort.
Sounds pornographic.
I don't know.
Luigi's Mansion. It's probably based off
something
of
like
Luigi's
that. Yeah.
Mansion.
And you point it at the screen, and you're like pressing the button, and it's supposed to be like sucking the ghosts in or some shit like that. And I swipe my card because I'm looking at it thinking, oh, like Parker likes Mario and Luigi. She thinks they're funny. Maybe she'll enjoy this game. No, it didn't fucking work. The thing is like so clunky. The cursor, like the way it moves around the screen, didn't fucking work at all. And then I'm considering like, am I seriously going to go over to the prize section and wait in line until I finally get up to this dude and then I tell him, can you add 1 credit to this card?
Yeah, I'm sorry. The Luigi sucker game wasn't functioning. To be fair, though, does Parker even know the difference between a functioning Luigi's Mansion and one that's on the fritz?
And that's the great thing about them being at this age is that they don't even understand if the game is on or if they're playing the game right now. They have no concept of a score or anything. There was a broken Hungry Hippos machine, another machine at the Northridge Dave & Buster's that was broken. It was completely broken. The hippos didn't move, whatever. But it's a hippo. She wants to sit on it. She spent more time gravitating towards this broken Hungry Hippos machine, just sitting on it, than any of the other machines in there.
Yeah, it is beautiful, though. I guess you can take these kids out. Like Josh's kids had no idea the concept of adequate service in a restaurant. That's over their head. No. And
we will burn your fingers off.
And I'm getting anxiety just hearing about that shit because I used to work in fine dining where you would get a serious tongue lashing from the chef and that's the hardest part about working in fine dining. It's not communicating with the guests or bringing out
so
the
for the record,
order.
you consider Dave & Buster's fine dining?
No, I've worked in fine dining. I consider Dave & Buster's
it's like a burger
abomination.
And pizza.
It's an abomination of dining.
It's almost nothing.
But that was the hardest part about working in a restaurant is you have to make sure all the courses come out. Salad or appetizer, salad course, entree, dessert, one after another, and you have to fire them. So if somebody's eating their fucking salad, some fatso comes in, some dude who just walked over from the downtown banking sector of San Francisco, he's eating his fucking salad. You can't fire his braised quail until he's like halfway done with his salad. You got to get the timing so perfect that right when they pull that salad off his plate, in comes the hot quail with like, you want ideally the busboy to be walking away with the dirty plate, the runner to come over and reset the table, and then the server to come drop the fucking quail in like a minute window.
So actually, it's interesting you say that because I was just reading or listening to a podcast on the Daily with the New York Times food critic, and he basically completely changed up the way that he did his job during the pandemic because all of these fancy ass restaurants are closed and stuff. And normally, the way that this works is that if you get, is it 4 or is it 5 stars? 4 stars the best. 4 stars is the best, I think.
The Michelin stars are what people shoot for.
But the New York Times is kind of like second to the Michelin rating. I think it's like very, very important in New York, whatever. So he kind of stopped. Why are you touching your pee?
I was going to do a bit
Jesus
with the cup.
Christ. He had a cup on that whole time? What the fuck?
I was going to do a bit with it. That ship has sailed.
I kept seeing you adjusting it, and I was like, what is he doing with his dick over there? Anyway, he changed up his whole style during the pandemic because all these fancy ass restaurants are closed, and he started to like really try to find interesting niche subculture-esque, like, he found, a Vietnamese fucking pork truck on the side of the road in Harlem, and, it was super poppin', and there was like a huge line. It's really popular. So he started to cover more stuff like that and got away from doing the mega fine dining stuff. So that's what I was expecting from fucking Dave & Buster's, is I thought I was going to get a hilarious, whimsical take on pub food. And instead, I got Josh's fingers getting burned off like he's in Men in Black. And I don't know.
I like how you actually thought there was going to be some like qualified chef back there who like had an ironic sense of humor. It was going to be like actually bringing you out a good burger. It was going to be like it was going to be a Michelin star chef's take on bar food. You thought it was going to be this hip little fucking.
But I thought that
Dave & Buster's.
At least like there might be some sense of.
No
sass.
There's no self-awareness in the kitchen of Dave & Buster's.
Is it so much to request some sass?
Yes.
I want sass with my pub food.
When I went and shot with Nelk, I got flown to Flint, Michigan with Nelk about a year ago to shoot their Bigfoot video.
Okay.
Really great experience. The only bad thing was that fucking Jimmy Gambles of the Nelk squad, after we had a successful shoot, demands everybody goes to Dave & Buster. Because, not Dave & Buster's, he demands everybody goes to Buffalo Wild Wings because he has the palate of a fucking rape victim. I don't know.
What the fuck?
Just getting raped does not change your
Comedian
taste.
just trying to come up with like something. Like you can't just say like he has a child's palate. You have to say the palate of, and then you have to, in that moment, like a freestyle rapper, think of something that would make sense in this moment.
You're demystifying the
I
art
saw
form.
what just happened, and I saw it kind of not work out. Yeah. This has been a clip from my new podcast, Sledge Lords with Danny Mullen. We're dropping a new episode every week, so either hit the link in the description or search up the Adam 22 channel on YouTube. Appreciate you guys.